Welcome everyone to Shogun Sunshine Showdown Academy. In this academy, you will find character guides, matchup knowledge, improvement tips, and more, all designed to help you improve your skills in Sunshine Showdown and take your gameplay to the next level. If you want to become a better Sunshine Showdown player, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future videos from the academy. This video is the first part of the Game Mechanics series, which is one of the many branches in this academy. I am your host, Professor Shogun MY. In this first part of the Game Mechanics series, I will be talking about the basics of the game that you need as a beginner. This series will take everyone into account, including those who have never touched a platform fighter or a fighting game. But if you are familiar with Smash Brothers or other platform fighters, there are mechanics in this game that function very differently from the other platform fighters, as well as brand new mechanics that are exclusive to this game. We'll be going through those in just a moment. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the lecture. Starting off with movement. Being a 2D platform fighter, it means that you can move up, down, left and right. To walk, you just need to tilt the control stick in one direction slowly, and tap the control stick quickly if you want to dash instead. When you start dashing, every character will first go into the initial dash animation before entering the dash animation. And if you dash into the other direction while in the dash animation, you will enter a turnaround animation. Every character has its own unique turnaround animation, but despite the cool animations, you want to avoid doing that as it slows your movement down. To avoid that, you just need to let go of the stick before you dash into the other direction. Every character in the game can also duck or crouch depending on how you want to call it. If you're wondering, no character in the game can crawl. This might get changed with characters that will be joining in the future, but this is at least true for all Aquas members. Each character has two kinds of jumps, a short hop and a full hop. To short hop, you just need to tap the jump button and release it before the jump squat ends. In this game, every character has a 4-frame jump squat, meaning that every character takes 4 frames before you go airborne. To do a full hop, you have to press and hold the jump button until your character leaves the ground, meaning you have to press jump for at least 5 frames in order to do a full hop in this game. Every character also has a double jump, except for Ruby and Yohane. Ruby has 2 double jumps, while Yohane has 3 double jumps that doesn't reach as high as the average double jump. Once you use a double jump, you won't be able to use it again unless you land on the ground or grab the ledge. One of the most basic techniques to learn is fast falling. To do this, simply press down on your control stick once you reach the peak of your jump. When you see this spark near your character, it means that you have successfully fast fallen. This is important for increasing your speed in gameplay. The shielding mechanic in this game is similar to all the Smash titles. By pressing the shield button, a bubble will appear around your character that blocks all incoming attacks. Similar to other Smash games, shielding comes out on frame 1, making it a great defensive option in a pinch. As you block more attacks, your shield gets smaller, and if the shield takes too much damage, it will break and leave you stunned, leaving you wide open for a punish. There are a couple of options you can do while holding shield. You can tilt your control stick slowly in any direction to tilt your shield. By tapping the control stick to the left or right, you will perform a roll, and by tapping it down, you will perform a spot dodge. Alright, moving on to air dodges. This section will be significantly longer as the air dodge mechanics in this game will look very different if you're a Smash player. To perform an air dodge, simply tap or hold the shield button while you're airborne to perform an air dodge. If your control stick is in a neutral position when you press the shield button, you will do a neutral air dodge. And if you hold the control stick in a direction while pressing the shield button at the same time, you will do a directional air dodge. As you can probably tell from the footage, the air dodging mechanic is very different compared to the Smash series, but if you play Rivals of Aether, then you are probably very familiar with the air dodge mechanics in this game. For those who haven't played Rivals of Aether, in Sunshine Showdown, performing a neutral air dodge would cause you to halt your gravity entirely, and have you stay in the spot while you perform the air dodge. Once the air dodge animation is finished, you will begin to fall again. The same applies to directional air dodges, and since air dodging doesn't leave you in free fall in this game, Directional air dodges are a more versatile recovery tool compared to the directional air dodges in Melee and Ultimate. Because of this property, it is also a great move to use out of hitstun, to allow characters to halt their momentum and allowing you to survive longer, which is something that jumping and attacking out of hitstun cannot do. Of course, directional air dodging will leave you wide open to attacks after the intangibility runs out, so you should be careful when using it to recover. Now we will move on to the most exciting part for melee players, wave dashing and wave landing. If you are already familiar with those terms, then you probably know how those work in this game. Although for players unfamiliar with melee, don't worry, because those actions are not difficult to perform here. To perform a wave dash, you just need to press jump, shield, and input the direction you want to wave dash all at the same time. You can use the control stick to control the distance of the wave dash. Wave dashing is a pretty good movement tech in this game, although its utility is rather different than that in Melee. In Melee, wave dashing is a better form of dashing because it allows players to perform any grounded moves while moving horizontally on the ground. However, this isn't really necessary in Sunshine Showdown, as similar to Ultimate, you can perform any grounded attack out of a dash. So you might be asking yourself, what good does wave dashing do? One big use of it is that it allows you to position yourself better. Let me use an example here. Right now, Kanan is standing right next to the ledge, and I want to position myself here, at roll distance for a better position to ledge trap. Rolling away from ledge and doing an initial dash to the stage would put me too far away from ledge, and walking is just too slow in the game to be used as an efficient micro-spacing tool. However, wave dashing not only allows us to move to the spot we wanted in a quick manner, but also doesn't put us in a lot of end lag, allowing me to react to the opponent's ledge get up options more effectively. The same concept of wave dash use can also be applied in neutral. Even though you can perform attacks out of a dash, adding wave dashing to the mix is still a very good option to schmix your opponent and improve your movement overall. Wave landing is a very similar concept to wave dashing, with the only difference being that you start doing it from the air instead of starting it on the ground. To do this, simply directional air dodge into the ground and you'll perform a wave land. This is mainly useful for two things. First, many characters can use this to quickly land onto platforms without having to go through severe landing lag. This can allow you to jump and land onto platforms much faster than if you were to simply jump and fall onto it, which is useful in extending your advantage state. Secondly, it can allow you to land from disadvantage by air dodging onto the ground, reducing your vulnerability. Now we are going to talk about the movesets. If you are a Smash player and know all the possible moves every character has, then you can skip to this timestamp. For those who have never played Smash or any platform fighter, don't worry because the moveset of characters are not as complicated as in traditional FGCs. Starting off with all the ground attacks. Jab is done by simply pressing the attack button on the ground. Jabs can vary a lot between characters. Some characters have two versions of jabs, a gentleman and a rapid jab, while others only have one version of jab. Tilts are performed by gently tilting the control stick and then pressing the attack button. Smash attacks are done by tilting the control stick and pressing the smash button at the same time. On default controls, you can also use the right stick to do a smash attack. Smash attacks can be charged by holding down the smash button or holding the right stick. The last of the ground attacks is dash attack, which is done by pressing the attack button when your character is running. Every character also has access to grabs on the ground, which is an action that beats shields. It is done by pressing the grab button, and if you're in range of your opponent, you will grab them. After a grab, you can press the attack button to perform a pummel, or tilt the stick either up, down, left or right to perform an up throw, down throw, forward throw or back throw respectively. Up next we have aerials. Every character has 5 of those, depending on which direction you tilt the control stick while being airborne. If you don't hold a direction and press the attack button, you will perform a neutral air. By holding a direction, you will perform either a forward air, back air, up air, or down air. Lastly, we have special moves. Every character has 4 special moves, and most of them can be done while being on the ground and in the air. You can hold, or not hold, a direction and press the special button to perform either a neutral special, side special, up special, or down special. That's everything about the movesets. Let's get the Smash veterans back into this video. Going back to grabs. In most other platform fighters, you cannot grab the characters that are lying down on the floor. you would just miss the grab if you do that, even if they are within your grab range. In Sunshine Showdown, however, things are different. You can actually grab opponents that are lying down on the floor. Sometimes. To grab a lying opponent, the opponent has to be at a higher ground, which means that you need a slope for this to work. Despite the niche, this mechanic opens up more ways for every character to do some sick tech chase combos than just using jab blocks, and is especially good for dolphin mains like me. There is also a unique mechanic in this game that is not present in any other game. If two characters grab each other at the same time, a dogfight will happen. In this state, you have to mash as hard as you can, and whoever mashes better will win this interaction and take less percent than the other player. Whether you like this mechanic or not is entirely up to you, but it is certainly very unique for a platform fighter. That's not everything that's different with the movesets in this game. In Smash, taunts are generally used to, well, taunt your opponent. The only exceptions are a few characters that have hitboxes attached to some of their taunts, which allow them to be attacked at the same time. In Sunshine Showdown, however, taunts are actually useful outside of tilting your opponent. The majority of the roster in this game has a unique taunt that causes a special effect. Some taunts can heal, some can set a trigger bomb, and some can make you laugh out loud. Or maybe not. Regardless of what they do, taunts are definitely more than just a niche in this game, so feel free to make more use of the D-pad on your controller in matches. Oh, and taunt cancel exists in this game too for some taunts.
Exciting! Excellent!
Moving on to wall jumps. The way you input them is the same as the Smash series. For characters who can wall jump, all you need to do is hold away when you come in contact with a wall and you'll do a wall jump. But there is a bonus to that. In Smash, if you want to wall jump when you grab the ledge, you have to first let go off ledge before wall jumping. In Sunshine Showdown, it's a lot simpler. You can just hold away from the stage while grabbing a ledge. This is very beneficial to mixing up your ledge options for characters who can wall jump, and you can use a special move or an area right after the animation is complete. The downside is that unlike other ledge options, wall jumping off ledge doesn't grant you any extra intangibility frames, so it can leave you open for a punish. While we are on the topic of ledge, let's talk about ledge options. Apart from the unique wall jump that some characters have, the rest of the options are pretty much identical to the Smash games. You have neutral get up, jump get up, roll get up attack, and staying at ledge. Each get up option rewards you with a different amount of intangibility frames depending on character and options. Check out the frame data document linked in the description if you're interested in learning about the data for every character's ledge intangibility. Recovery is a large part of any platform fighter. Every character has their own ways of recovering back to stage. You have the standard double jumps, directional air dodges, and up specials that help you get back. However, some characters will have other moves that help them recover, like other special moves, aerials, and even mid-air grabs. Make sure you understand your character's recovery moves and the limits of those moves well, as being able to get back on stage is a crucial part of playing this game. Just like in Smash, teching in this game is a very important mechanic to learn and master. After you get launched by an attack, if you hit a surface like the walls, slants, or the ground, you will either bounce off from it or lay down on the floor. This can either lead to a punish from your opponent or even just death. Enter teching. Teching is done by pressing shield or grab right before you come into contact with a surface. This is another very useful technique to learn and master if you want to improve your skills. Footstools are done by pressing jump when you are on top of someone. By doing so, you will be able to jump off of them, and the opponent will be in severe lag. Footstools do not consume your double jump, so if you haven't used your double jump in the air yet, you will still have access to your double jump after footstooling your opponent. Footstools have a lot of cool applications in the Smash series, and it's more or less the same thing here in Sunshine Showdown too. You can use it to recover, get out of disadvantage, edge guarding, or extend combos. The above techniques are the very basics of Sunshine Showdown that you should know if you're planning on picking up the game. If you are a beginner to platform fighters, I hope that this video helped you to know the basic mechanics of this game and kickstarting your Sunshine Showdown journey. As for those who are already familiar with Smash, I hope you find this video helpful in explaining how some of the mechanics in Sunshine Showdown work differently compared to the same mechanics in the Smash series. In the second part of this series, I will be covering more advanced mechanics for this game. And that is going to conclude the video. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. I have tons of other ideas for upcoming Sunshine Showdown videos, and I am doing my best to make those videos as good as possible. If you want to keep up with my future Sunshine Showdown videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell before you click off. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Class dismissed!